The Dot Podcast, bridging the gap between our real world and online selves, with your host, Kopis Mileni and Erica Lisa.
Podcast. So we created a podcast to explore this zone.
Hey guys, it's Erica. Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. Could you please subscribe to our podcast? And don't forget to leave a review on iTunes. Hey, let's build each other up here.
Hello?
Hey, what's happening, Mercy? How you doing?
Good. What's up?
I don't know if you met my lovely co-host, Erica Lisa, my sweetheart here, but,
Hey, how you doing, Mercy? Good to have you.
What's up?
We're super stoked on having you on the Dot, man.
Good. What?
So, of course, we want to get into the new Swamp Thing album, and that's the name of the game while we're having you on. But, you know, I do got a random question I wanted to ask you. Are you Colombian? You got some Colombian blood?
No. No, my daughter does. My daughter does, but I mean, her mother is Colombian.
Oh, okay. So that's why you were out there in Colombia. Yeah, we saw that video. Man, it must have been great going to Colombia. Did you enjoy that experience?
Oh, of course. It was definitely, because I never been out the country as far as that aspect. Like when I was super young, I went to Jamaica and pretty much indulged in that type of culture. So it was great. The people were great.
When you say when you say indulge, can you get a little deeper on that? Like what do you mean, like indulge in a culture?
To hands-on get a full-on experience instead of just, hearing about it, talking about it. I was actually in the country and really greeting and seeing these people, and and just for, I've been hearing about it so much. You may see it in movies, shows, and stuff like that, but to actually have the opportunity to really be there and see it for yourself, I felt like that was just an overwhelming experience.
Yeah, I noticed in the Head to the Sky video, you were really in with the culture. You were riding buses with them. You were eating the street food with them. You were really seemed like you were enjoying yourself and not just staying in some resort and whatnot. And that's one of the things that made that video so beautiful and special, was your interaction with the community and the people.
Exactly, and I wanted to give people that outlook as far as that never visit or never went to Colombia. They could see it through my own eyes. I made sure the cameraman, even I filmed some of the video with my own phone, so it's almost like we all going on our own tour, on our own visit together. Right? It wasn't just me. So a lot of people also got that feeling like I felt like I was on part of that trip and everything. So that was the idea of the video. I wanted people to get that and grasp that concept of that video, and just knowing Head to the Sky, just, sky ain't the limit, but, just always looking forward and moving forward across the world and the globe. It could be Colombia, it could be, anywhere across the map.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I even heard you throw Antarctica out there. I mean, do you really want to do that whole 7-continent thing? Like, go all the way out there?
Oh, yeah. Just like, I want to experience that, man.
Yeah.
I just want to experience that. Oh, man.
I mean, I hear you, but, I mean, have you heard some of these crazy conspiracy theories that they got about Antarctica? I don't want to take up all your time, but I'm just saying, if you Google Antarctica and conspiracy, man, you're going to find some wild stuff, some really, really wild stuff.
No, and that's the thing. You don't even hear much people say, I would love to take a trip to Antarctica. I don't think I ever came across anybody that said, I would love to visit Antarctica or any parts of it. So I just felt like it was like the stepchild of any place on the map. But I once again, I find it intriguing that nobody talk about it, but I feel like it might have some beauty in there. But I haven't heard much crazy theories about it. I know it's like very isolated. Not much people talk about it, so I would like to still check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're into that kind of thing, but you might just want to throw it inside YouTube conspiracy. Yeah, and just see, some of this crazy shit, because I'm saying it goes deep, man. Switching gears real quick, though, I do want to bring it back, to why we got you on the show.
Thanks, man.
And tell you, when it comes to writing the song, you are one hell of a songwriter. I mean, nowadays there's just a lot of rappers rapping about like random, like 2 bars about the club, another 4 bars about bitches, and then maybe 2 about fashion. But like when you stick on a subject, you really stick to that subject for like the whole entire song. I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for reals, man. I really, you got them songwriting chops.
I'm from the era of great storytellers, as far as like Nas, Scarface, Outkast, definitely Wu-Tang, Raekwon. I was always intrigued by storytelling and at least having a song with some certain substance. And I always felt like, the game has changed, evolved, but I still would love to pay homage and at least have a message in pretty much every song I put myself into. And it's always challenging. I could write a quick 16. I could freestyle 24. That's nothing. It's like, but I really want to write thought-provoking shit. Like, I want you to overly think like, damn, what did he just say? Or what is the song about? Like, Ghostface could come out with a song called Strawberry and not rap nothing or reference anything fruity or strawberry. But he'll make Strawberry sound like a sexy woman, or you know what I'm saying? Like I find it very poetic. Yeah. It's all about poetry and stuff like that. Because I came up off of literature and poetry, so that also helped me as far as like my writing skills and stuff like that. But I love the challenge. I love to like make a concept and build off of it. Like on the album, I have a song called Murky Waters, and there's 3 verses. Each verse, the first verse I'm talking about, what I mean about Murky Waters is, when people are either drowning in sorrows, and I'm trying to, try to stay ahead above waters. So I kind of use that concept for that particular record. And each verse, like one verse I'm talking about myself, the second verse I'm talking about is for somebody else's perspective, and the third verse I paid homage to my friend that passed away drowning in the canal and in the murky waters and stuff. So I always want the listener to at least get something like, as far as like a story or some type of concept and theme, like, man, that was dope, because he didn't just rap about foolishness or just a rhyming dictionary thing, just rhyming words not making sense of it. So I always would like to challenge myself anytime I write a song or about a song. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just like the songs. I mean, the whole album, like, the Everglades sessions, there's a theme to your project. It's not like just a bunch of random songs, It's like everything is, Swamp Things, you got Swamp Tramp, it's all kind of thing.
The Everglades sessions is pretty much it's a preview of what's to come, which is the album Swamp Thing that's coming out August 31st. Everglades Sessions is pretty much songs that are a collective of songs that did not make the album for Swamp Thing, but just to get prepare you, set wait. Yeah.
I thought it was the whole album.
Nah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people got at me saying, because Swamp Thing was supposed to come out a while ago.
Okay.
But a lot of discrepancies, held me back, and I finally found the right time to release the album. It's been like nearly a year or 2 putting it together. So I had a bunch of songs, up to like maybe 60 songs, and we're like, all right, what are we gonna do with these songs that did not make the album? So we're like, all right, run a campaign and just release a record every Wednesday at 9:54. 9:54 is the area code where I stay at, Broward County, and make sure that we release the new record every Wednesday at 9:54 p.m. And yeah, so just to prepare people. But Swamp Thing is it's its own entity, its own animal. But Everglades Sessions is pretty much just an element off of that, like just preparing you for the album.
Oh, damn. I really thought that was like, some of the tracks from the album. I mean, that's solid. So I'm excited now to actually see the album.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so awesome that he used 954 for the area code to promote your stuff. I mean, what a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Admired it. I give shout to my man, Jorge George. He was the mastermind behind it with the campaign thing. He's my manager, so we made sure that we delivered something special and not just drop an album. Like, we want people to appreciate the music as much as possible, so we wanted to, like, since we had people waiting for so long, we wanted to make sure we give people the music and not be stingy with it. Sharing is caring.
Nice.
So.
Let me ask you a question, and just to switch gears real quick. You being a lyrical MC, and hip hop always goes in and out of these phases. Yeah. But, currently with people like Cardi B and, even like Nicki with the new Queen album that she dropped, it's almost like, people are getting back into the groove of lyricism. It's almost like people are they got the itch back. People want real lyrics again. And, you obviously being a lyrical artist at the core, I'm just kind of curious. Do you think this is something that is coming back around full circle? Or do you think what we're seeing right now is just like really just a moment? And we're going to be stuck on the mumble shit for a while? Because, personally, I really think that people are starting to, jump back into lyricism. Because, like, look at Cardi is like the #1 artist of the year. And if you listen to most of her singles, like, those go hard. She's really dropping some bars in her project. And Nicki too.
Yeah.
So, Mercy, do you think lyrics are making a comeback on the whole?
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, a lot of more people are paying attention to lyrics. A great thing you brought up about Cardi B. She surprised me with a record. I think it's "Be Careful," and that ended up being a single. And that's paying attention to lyrics. That wasn't a pop record. I wouldn't assume that was a pop record. When she came out with that record, I was like, wow. And then, of course, Nicki came out with Chung Lee and really paid it. It wasn't a pop.
Yeah, to me, it kind of reminded me of like when 50 dropped 21 Questions, because like...
Yeah,
like a lyrical track, but at the same time, it was like a love song of sorts.
Yeah. And I'm sure the woman and on that side finally hearing someone speak up on their behalf. It wasn't a lovey-dovey record. It was like a straight bad relationship or good relationship record, and she handled it very well. And I know a lot of girls personally that can relate to that. So for someone to speak on that behalf and not just being a pop record or always in the strip club and stuff like that, just to shit up, I hate my boyfriend type record or he did me wrong. I think it really gravitated to a lot of people, that pay attention to the lyrics and substance, not just a pop record, not just like, I just want to make sure I get the #1 record. I'm sure she wasn't even thinking like that. I'm aiming to get the #1 Billboard chart record, and going back, 50 was really the one that made people pay attention to first week record sales and all that. So now everybody was not even worrying about writing anymore. It was like, back then you really had to hurry up and press yourself to get a hit record.
It's kind of like ironic too, because that's also what took 50 out with him and Kanye and those first week sales.
Yeah. So I mean, it just, you see slowly you're seeing things transpire right before. It's like we got great artists that doing great artistry as far as like you got your Kendrick Lamars, you got your J. Cole's, you got your JIDs and stuff. And if you even go back, we had the Lupe fiasco. We had, you know what I'm saying? That people that were really like, damn, he made a record about skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, right? And that, like, I'm sure people wasn't even used to that. So we're gonna always have that moment in hip hop, a specific moment when a new artist uprise and come up with either something refreshing or something new.
Okay. So on your new album, Swamp Thing, is there any moments on there that are gonna trip people up? You know, get people thinking. You know what I mean?
I did. This record, this album is not as personal. I think people would like it because it's really me just having fun, and then just being a great lyricist and just having great stories. And it's basically my reputation of South Florida hip hop, how the way I would view hip hop in South Florida. So it's almost my sonic view of how I would portray hip hop in South Florida. You know,
I love South Florida.
Yeah.
I love it. I used to live there, and people are gonna love your album. I'm super excited about it. I bet you are too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I used to live in Aventura, Florida. So I know all about that hip hop.
Oh wow. Yeah. So you know the Trick Daddy, and you know the like Dirty South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah.
So when I was there, that's the first place I ever saw an Oldsmobile Cutlass on 23 rims.
Yep.
Okay, so when's your album gonna drop again? I'm super excited.
August 31st. 2 days.
Oh, happy early birthday.
So, hey, thank you.
So I have a question for you, Mercy. So I was looking at your Instagram page and I saw a lot of pictures of you with this mask thing on. It's like kind of like a swirl thing. Is that come from a movie or is that a character?
No,
what is that?
Shout out to my anime heads, my Naruto heads. That's actually from a cartoon, Japanese animation character.
Oh, okay.
Named Obito. It's just it's just a mask. I thought it was dope. And
It is dope.
Like I said, I'm just having fun. And I
thought it was like from a movie, like
it's
the
crazy.
Swamp movie.
So it was like my own version of Swamp Thing. Like, see, I know you were talking about like Swamp Thing, the theme. And we wasn't even talking about the character because Swamp Thing originally, if you even check his origin, he's from
That's
the
crazy.
Everglades.
I didn't know that.
I just pretty much embodied him and used him as like the theme. Like, all right, Swamp Thing. But then I was at the time I was like, I can actually use that as a slang. You can actually say like if you're in Florida or Broward, like, that's a Swamp Thing. Or you see a dunk, just like she said, a cutlass on 22, 24. It's like, that's a Swamp Thing. So it's just like, so that's the way I want to project.
There's also like a swamp tramp, right?
So that's that's the way I wanted to portray on this album. Like it has so many elements of South Florida in it, and I think people are just, when they think about South Florida, they just think of one-dimensional rap. They think of strip clubs, they think of dirt dealing, they think of trapping, they think of other things, but they don't see the other side of Florida or hear much on the other side of Florida. It is actually a great hip-hop scene of Florida. A lot of young cats that rap and really listen to Nas and Gangstar and stuff like that in Florida. But when you mention it, they immediately think like, oh, nah, they just straight, Rick Ross, Trick Daddy, Trina and stuff. But nah, we listen to all of that. We have much to listen to, but we listen to all that. I mean, I like me coming up musically, I listened to everything. I had so many different colored friends that put me on to so many things. Like one day I could be with my friends listening to Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots. The next thing I have a crowd of friends that listen to nothing but Tribe and the Jungle Brothers. Then I have another set of friends that listen to Mobb Deep and Grave Diggers. So it's just like I was so inspired in all these elements. That's why you're gonna hear that on the album. It's just because of so many different genres and soundtracks of my life played on. So like when you hear Head to the Sky, you know that's a Bittersweet Symphony. And I co-produced that record because I love the original record that much. Because when I love Verve, I love that. That was like one of my favorite records back then. So.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I remember because when we were watching the video, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that song," and it's so good. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I started singing the words and everything. It was awesome. It was just like, "Oh, this is so cool." I don't think a lot of hip hop artists have done a remix of that.
Nah, none of them. Dude, he's probably the only one that's done it.
You're right. Okay, you're probably the only one that said it. I shouldn't have said that. It was so cool.
Yeah. So you already know. You already know.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you a question. In terms of the scene over there in South Florida, here in Los Angeles, you have to go like maybe like half an hour out of the city. If you go about half an hour out of the city, then you really get people to show up. But if you're in Los Angeles, it's kind of crazy. Like just the other night, we were talking to this guy that I hate to put her on blast, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know, fuck it. He was booking Amber Rose's shows.
Babe, that's mean.
And well, I'm just telling the truth. That's just what she, just what he was telling us. Amber Rose can't put asses in seats in L.A. And it's crazy because it's like hard to get people inside the actual LA city to come out. But if you go like 30 miles out, then there's like a real scene. So I'm just wondering, is it like that where you're from too? I mean, do you guys got like a real scene out there in South Florida?
It's crazy, but it kind of sounds like it's still, it's almost like South Florida is still kind of young as far as the hip hop scene. Like it's just slowly coming up now, and it's great. But it's just like, man, like now you catching on to the waves that, because we used to have certain events like we have little hip hop shows here and there where they'll feature upcoming artists, open mic nights and stuff. Well, we don't really have it that much. Like in Broward, you have to go down to Miami, which is about like 45 to an hour. And now we have Wynwood, which is a great attraction downtown Miami, whatever. Not too deep. It's not as flashy as South Beach because it's starting to get that hip hop culture. Like you can actually go to certain places and you will actually hear Tribe, Biggie, and these certain places and stuff like that. So we're slowly gradually getting to that hip hop scenery where you can really hear people and unknown artists and stuff like that. So it's slowly coming up, but like you said, it's hard. Like it's hard to gather, like unless you have your own event, because there's some people that's either prideful or egotistical and might not come up, not show. You know what I mean? There's even friends that they'll say they support you, but they might not even go out, buy your ticket and go out there and see you. Like I could go to New York and I get mad love. I could go to, certain places in Florida and get love. But then, like I said, it just alternates sometimes because you got Daja and home. You on home court and you can't even fill up the stadium. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, very sketchy sometimes, but it's hard. You go. I try to connect this with much fans as possible, the ones that are very genuine, dedicated, and hit me up on a daily basis about music or even just about life, and I just focus on them. You get what I'm saying? And make sure I give them my full attention and everything.
Yeah. Speaking of, man.
Well, it's important to connect with your fans.
Oh, definitely. You do
it's
need
like a really
to.
Great thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, speaking of that, though, I myself tried to connect with some fans for the first time ever. I decided to go live on Instagram. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but for me, it was a bit of a disaster because I just did too much.
Oh my God!
Like, what I did is I was like, kind of like filming the whole. I was dancing. I thought that I got scared because first of all, I put a little message out and I said I'm going live in like 2 minutes, and then
you said 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. And then when I did go live, I was like on the feed for about 2 minutes, and I just was like, "Oh shit!" I'm just gonna bounce out of this feed real quick. I can't do this, and it's just because Erica, she's sitting there on the bed. She's mad because I'm like filming her.
I was in my pajamas,
and I'm kind of going crazy because I thought you really need to turn it up on like an Instagram video. I haven't really watched too many of these, but it was a failed experiment for me personally. But I'm just wondering, have you used any of these like Instagram Live, or have you done anything like they got the YouTube live stream or the Facebook Live?
Well, I plan to do that. I never did, but I plan to do that. Just Q&A for the album. Possibly on Monday or Tuesday. I plan to do that. This times where I'm like, damn, I wish I had filmed that live. Or,
oh yeah,
I
for sure.
That live. You know what I'm saying? There's like moments where,
for sure For sure you should do it. It's super, like one of the things is I'm like sometimes up early in the morning and I'll be looking through Instagram and all of a sudden I'll be popping up, oh shoot, this person's live, and I go in just to see like the comments, or you could get more fans that way, more followers, reach more people, because it's kind of like a fun thing, like you're actually involved with them in the process. And so I get a lot of enjoyment out of it with a lot of my beauty YouTubers and stuff like that. Even some other like artists I follow on the gram. I have a good time with it. So looking forward to your Q&A.
Yeah, my advice to you, homie, would be just to keep it simple, because I was, first time doing too much, which I screw up and do too much.
Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous.
But if you keep it simple, it can be a very, very effective tool for marketing,
Yeah. Some people get crazy.
Copus.
Yeah, I don't go. Yeah, I don't run no circus or nothing. I would try to keep it as. I would try to keep it as simple.
Yeah, that's what Copus did. He had a circus. Oh my gosh, he was like trying to dance. Do all too much. It was like, come on, man, get out of here.
I was just trying to keep things fun,
It was embarrassing. It was like, oh my gosh.
Come on.
I'm like, thank God
like,
it was
you don't
on
like
live.
the camera.
Thank God it was on Instagram Live.
Yeah. Got it 24 hours. So which one do you think that you will be doing, like the Facebook Live, or are you going to do the YouTube or the Instagram?
That's a great question. I don't know which one will be more effective. I will have to get back to you on that. I want to say IG.
Oh yeah, that's where I usually watch them. They're good.
So I would say around like. I think I'm gonna run with the IG one for sure, and then maybe I'll do another one you do on YouTube. Just so
Oh, okay.
Get as much people involved with the project as possible.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's super fun. It's like super interactive and everything. I loved watching it. I literally do, because you feel like you're a real part of the program. Yeah, so I log on and join them. Like, I'll just be scrolling through pictures or something on Instagram in the morning, and I'll see someone goes live, and then I'll just get in on it. And it's super fun. Have you ever done it before? Like, join someone's chat or anything?
Yeah. I think I joined. There was one Just Blaze did. There was one Havoc did. Yeah, I actually caught Havoc when he was filming Nas's album release in Queens and stuff when they were releasing Nas there. And that was the way I was. Yeah, that was real dope because it felt like I was there too and listening to the music live right before Nas dropped the album. So that was great, man. Yeah.
That would have been tight to. I would have loved to check that out. I tried to do Kanye's when he was doing that album like live from Wyoming.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see, some crazy shit. And the thing is, he had like some other rap. Like it wasn't Skype, it wasn't YouTube Live, Instagram Live. Like you had to like literally download a whole nother thing for it. So it wasn't like very easy or accessible to do. And I think that's what like prevented a lot of people from seeing it, even though I'm sure a ton of people saw it. Then they also got like this thing called Steam It, which is like based on cryptocurrency, the same technology that built like Bitcoin. Have you heard of that? Like Steam It? I think that's a platform you could really get on. You would be really good on that.
That sounds intriguing, nah. And I didn't.
Yeah. I wrote like a little book on it. I'm going to go ahead and send you a free copy. I think you would do really well on it because it's a very like niche community, but people really appreciate writers on there. It's actually more of like a blog. So like if you want to tell like the story behind the scenes of one of your song and like really give them, some insight, or you want to explain some of your lyrics, it's a really great platform to give another, side of your music. Plus, the cool thing about it is you can actually easily exchange some of the likes that you get and some of the contributors to your work, some of the Patreons that like what you do, into some money. And that's the cool thing about it as well, is you could actually monetize your blog. So I don't know if it's going to blow up now or if it's going to blow up in a few years, but I think it's the future. Is it's definitely something worth checking out. I'll send you more info because I really think it's a platform with someone like yourself that's such a great lyricist, and you're like a real artist. I think that you could kill it on a platform like Steam It.
Also, too, I want to actually thank you for including me on that 101 song concept joint. I think you put one of my.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Like that was dope.
We really appreciate having you on that project. One of the funnest things about that project is I was a little bit out of the scene for a minute because I was working on some, more movie, television-based projects for a couple of years, and I really want to re-immerse myself inside what's going on with, newer artists. And you were one of the people that really spoke to me when I came across your music. I love the way that you were able to tell stories. I love your lyricism, and it was a really great. It was a pleasure doing that project, man. It really opened up a lot of my eyes and ears on what's going on.
That was a really interesting, fun project. We got to hear a lot of new artists and a lot of artists we'd never thought we'd hear before. So it was an awesome thing that we got to do. Thank you for working with us on that.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm honored and humbled. Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, well, we appreciate you, and I hear you got kids inside the background, and it's a Sunday. We took up a lot of your time already, man. I want to let you get back to your family, so.
Yeah, it's just my daughter and her cousins and some of my nieces and nephews. They just want me to go fishing with them and stuff like that, so. I get on my daddy, uncle.
Oh, can I ask you a question real quick?
I
saw on your Instagram, what kind of fish was that in that cooler? What was that thing? Was crazy. I never seen anything like it.
It's an invasive species down here.
The invasive.
The name is it's called a snakehead.
Oh.
Trust me, if you was to go on YouTube, just plenty of videos you
Yeah.
can see. These fishes are crazy wicked.
Oh, are they from Asia by chance?
Yeah. Right now, I mean, even the government even said, like, if you was to catch them, you could kill them.
What?
Oh my God.
Like they're eating pretty much all the game fishes, meaning like the largemouth bass, like the common fish out, original from like the lakes and our canals.
Oh my
and stuff.
God.
Yeah, it looked like it swallowed your leg or something.
Well, they're from obviously, they're from Asia, South America. So people like it was from a fishing market. So I'm sure that they're like, you know what? I'm tired of flying all the way here to get this fish. I'm just gonna breed them in the canals. You just drop like three. You drop three of them in the canal. That's it. Boom. Even now, like in Florida, we have iguanas everywhere. You don't need to go to a pet store for iguana. You can literally catch it in your backyard now. Like that's how crazy some of these people. Because people like their pets will get too big and they don't want to deal with them anymore, so they let them go.
Damn.
Oh yeah, like snakes too, right? Like the boas and everything over there.
Snake, yes. So yeah, boas. Yup. Now we got boas in the
What?
Everglades, pythons in the Everglades.
Man,
Yeah. They're like, oh, this is too
that
my
thing
gosh.
is just like, I swear, it looked like it could eat a kid or something.
Yeah, he's like,
It's like crazy. Those things are
Yep.
like massive.
Yep. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's a wildlife out here. It's a wildlife out here. But yeah, it was a snakehead. Yeah. Yeah. It took a while for me to even reel that in. That fish was weighed about 8 pounds. Like that was it just was relentless. Me bringing that in, and my daughter was with me. It was just me and her fishing. And when I was reeling it in, she seen that head. She's like, "Daddy, is that?"
Oh my
I
gosh.
was running back. I'm like, no. It's just a fish. Just relax. It's just a fish.
Oh.
I didn't know it was so big.
Yeah.
Like when I pulled it out, it was
Oh my
so big. Like I had I couldn't even reel it in anymore because it was just every time I tried to reel it in, my reel would just go right back, like because it kept stretching the line, so I could hear the line about to pop. So I'm like, all right, I have to grab it by my hand now, as far as like pulling the line up shore. So yeah, that fish could be a fight.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
the pleasure one time and the privilege of being able to do some deep sea fishing inside Alaska, man, and I had like a 40-pounder. They had to strap me down so I could reel it in. It was crazy, man. I thought I was gonna go overboard. It was.
Oh my gosh, 40 pounds. I'm over here catching like 8 pounds, 10 pounds. You catching like full size big fish. Like
It's a different.
Like an 8-year-old.
Yeah, it's a different world over there because they got like 80 and 120 pounders. So I really just like barely get the limit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't 30, they make you throw it back in. So, I mean, for me, it was crazy. But, I mean, they got some real monsters in there.
Yeah. Oh man, that's another place I want to check out. But, yeah.
Oh, hey, do you want to leave the guests with any social media tags or handles or anything where they could check out your music in case we don't have any readers in the group?
For
that's
sure, it'll
good.
be inside of the description. But, you know, for the lazy ones out there, the verbal listeners,
Yeah.
verbal learners.
I mean, you could find everything on any of my outlets if you just search Music by Mercy, all together, one word, Music by Mercy. You can find that on iTunes, Spotify, website.
But on YouTube, it's with a Z, right? Music with a Z.
Yeah, I have to change that, but yeah, because I want everybody to get used to seeing just Music by Mercy, like everything. I might even have to make a whole new YouTube just for that. So like the website is www.musicbymercy.com. The IG, the Twitter, same thing, Music by Mercy. iTunes, Spotify, title is gonna be Music by Mercy. So I just want everybody, you're gonna find me easily. I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, what was his name?" And it's not spelled anywhere crazy spelled correctly. It's just all one word, Music by Mercy.
Yeah. So one more time, man.
Yeah.
Just let them know what's up.
Yeah.
When's the album dropping?
Swamp Thing comes out officially August 31st, 2018. Sorry for the wait. It'll be worth the wait. Producers, you got Solidified, my man. He's my in-house producer. That's my main guy. That's my alchemist, my DJ Premier, my everything. Solidified. But I got some new guys I haven't worked with. Shout out to Gold Haze out in Chicago. Chuck Peace, False Ego out in Cali. And I love Brandon. He did some piano keys to Murky Waters. So a great collection of sounds, music, man. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's just a great abundance of music.
Well, for sure, we excited about it.
I can't wait. I'm looking.
Streaming everywhere.
We
Friday.
just gotta thank you again, man, for coming down onto the dot. You're always welcome. It was really, really fun talking to you.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you again. Like, we really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to your project.
Y'all too, man. Thank you so much, and thank you. I'm looking forward to y'all feedback, because I know you guys are such great sponsorships in this music culture and really pushing the culture for the people. So hearing it from you guys and me being part of your world and y'all being part of my world, I just appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to y'all feedback. That's for real. So I know you guys are not just casual listeners, you're great listeners. So I'm looking for y'all feedback on what you think about the music and stuff like that. So once again, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Mercy. We really appreciate you, and we're really looking forward to your project and many more to come.
yeah, mad love to Mercy for coming on the show. We love you, bro. And we love everyone else out there. That's one thing, August 31st. Get it.
Much love.